Hey guys, Mustang here, bringing you another Dragon Ball Z Dokkan battle video. And so today we are going to be taking a look at the physical LR Carnival Kale and Caulifla in the new Rose and Zamasu fight. Mainly because I talked about this a little bit yesterday when I did my top 10 LRs tier list. And these guys just about made it in at number 10, but I said in that video that my experience with them is kind of limited to the private server doing a bunch of stuff when they first came out, because obviously I didn't get them. So I thought we would try them out in the Rose and Zamasu fight, because that is one of the things I mentioned yesterday. I have not actually used them in here, so I guess you could probably argue that before making the tier list I probably should have gone back in and made sure to check all of these new units in that event. So we're going to go ahead and do that now. I feel like these guys could be pretty good, because obviously they start off as Caulifla. She raises attack and defense of 1 turn on her super attack, as well as raising her dodge and crit chance, and then of course she does that with both super attacks. Obviously the 18 key gives a fair bit more, so she's pretty good at dodging post super. She guaranteed dodges the first attack of the turn, which can be useful for things like Rose's AoE, so that's good. And the thing is with these guys, like, nothing in her passive is restricted to like a Universe 6 team, right? She doesn't need to be run with other Universe 6 characters, other Peppy Gals, other Saiyans. She doesn't actually have any restrictions in terms of the team that you run them with. The only thing that is sort of team specific is Caulifla's active skill is obviously a buff to Universe 6 allies for the rest of the battle, whereas if you just use Kale's active skill is a permanent buff just for herself. So obviously if we get to the active skill point, we'll just use that, and that gives her extra key and extra attack. And of course Kale, once she comes out, essentially becomes this crazy dominant slot 1 tank, at least at the time that she released. I can't remember what the max calc was. We talked about it in the showcase that I did for her when they came out, but at the time of this unit's release, if you had Kale and you got her full 24 key, there wasn't a single boss in the game that could do enough damage with their super attack to kill her. Now, obviously, Rose and Zamasu hit a lot harder. Rose, especially, when he is fully built up, is probably the hardest hitting boss in the game. I say probably, I'm pretty sure he just is. Outside of festival battles, I guess, because, right, the last 2 stage fusions hit for like 24 million, but that's, you know, the 2.5 hour long stacking fest, so of course they hit that hard. But for normal events like this, pretty sure they're the hardest hitting bosses in the game. So we're going to see how we get on. I'm running them on the 220 team for the double Gogeta / Vegeta here. This is his double lead team, is the first team I actually beat this event with. It was basically this team but with Super Saiyan 3 Gotenks instead of Kale and Caulifla, because the Veku active skill is really useful. The next turn though is a bit sketchy, especially with the rotation locking, so we might actually be kind of in trouble for the second turn, but we'll see how we get on here. Obviously UI Goku has guaranteed dodge here on the first turn, so Caulifla is going to guarantee dodge the AoE because it's the first attack she's taking of the turn. Then she's going to get all of her attacks off, and get all of her build up here, and this will count as well. Without her being in slot 1, she's still going to get this after evading an attack buff, 120% extra attack and defense, a guaranteed additional super, and 40% damage reduction for 6 turns. So she's going to get that as soon as she auto dodges the AoE, and then obviously she's going to get her attacks off, and then yeah, we'll go from there. So we'll grab these for you. 23 key for her. Does she have a 24 key thing, or is it just the orb thing, isn't it, that you get when you transform? Yeah, because if you get 23 orbs, which is what happens on turn 6, she auto changes the entire field. She gets guaranteed dodge, but usually you just give all of those orbs to Kale instead, so she can get all the crazy attacks off. Obviously AGL UI Goku's going to auto dodge everything here, so we can just put him in slot 1. Typically on this turn, of course, no slot 1 super from Rose, but hopefully best case scenario really is that Rose and Zamasu just both super AGL UI in slot 1. Can't get much better than that in terms of turn 1s for this event, but we'll see how we go. They're not going to though, are they? So there's the AoE. So Caulifla, of course, auto dodges. Goku didn't dodge at the end, great. At least he's got the guard, I suppose. And then Zamasu didn't super either, okay. So 15.4 million. There's the 18 key super. And then we get the additional here for 11.7. Obviously, she's got some links up here, like some Super Saiyan links, Tournament of Power with UI Goku. Another additional normal there as well. And another super nice. Remember, every super is giving her that little bit extra dodge and crit chance within the turn as well. So there's the crit. And then there's a dodge. Zamasu heals. And then he's going to super. She's got a pretty high dodge chance at this point. But I don't think she would live this if she doesn't dodge. But she does, so it's all good. Because what is her base dodge? She's got 40% damage reduction after dodging an attack. She's got... What is her base dodge? She doesn't actually have any base dodge in her passive, does she? So she just gets the 26% off of the first super, and then 6% off the subsequent ones, and she supered twice, right? So she only had a 38% chance to dodge. So that's pretty crazy, all things considered. It's not something you would rely on in like every turn. Oh god, the gods are locked in slot 3. Ugh. Yeah, it's a pretty terrible... Oh, God, and the key's awful as well. Okay, well... Awkward situation here for sure. What I didn't bring any items with me. I should have done that. There we go. It's very possible that we don't survive this turn, but obviously we jump back in. Grab these for the gods. Of course, typically we had to float off the Goku. Which would have been quite useful for him to just come onto rotation the next turn and for us to get the transformation straight away. It's going to do a lot of damage, isn't it? Yeah, 1.8 million. Oof. Alright, well, jump back in. Good performance from Caulifla at least, but let's reset. Okay, so we jump back in. Annoyingly, Kale and Caulifla are on turn 2. They are locked in slot 3. So that means we are going to have to float them off here. Which means annoying, because it sucks, because if they're on turn 1, obviously you can't use their exchange until turn 6. And obviously if they are on turn 1, they won't be back again until turn 7. So them being on slot 2 is not so bad, or turn 2, because they can be on turns 2, 4, and then 6. But of course, being locked in slot 3 here means that they're now not going to be back until turn 5. So we won't be able to get there active until turn 7. Oh wow, Goku fully selling with the not dodging there. It's kind of annoying. But yeah, Kale and Caulifla, they're in the same spot really as they were at the first clip, where Rose is obviously doing his AoE. So it means they are going to dodge that automatically and then get their buff at the end here. And then I guess we'll see. It'll be interesting for Caulifla because obviously not getting the 18 key super is a big deal with these units. Like, it's not as much for some of the others on the team necessarily, depending on what they do. Obviously the 7 years you want to get at least 20 keys, so they're getting guaranteed additionals. So then of course they're always going to be getting their 18 key super. But Caulifla gets so much extra dodge from the 18 key super than she does from just doing the 12 keys, that missing the 18 key super with her is pretty awkward. Fortunately, the gods and like the Super Saiyan 4s on their first turn obviously tank like incredibly well, because the 77% damage reduction on turn 1 coupled with the guard is pretty crazy. So, oh yeah, they're going all in on the gods here. Okay, they take double digits from Zamasu, so that's fine. Yeah, see, only 9 mil with the 12 key. So that means she's only going to have 6% dodge and then another 6% here. Just double checking, like rescanning her passive, but yeah, there are no other dodge chances. Each attack performed, they build up attack and defense and key. But yeah, there's no, like, so as you can see, we still got a dodge, but yeah, her dodge chance is pretty low if she's only getting 12 key super attacks off, which is not great. Okay, so we've got the revive here, which, I mean, unfortunately, we can't even do any shenanigans because, like there's nothing we can really do. If he was healing, that would be fine, but like Zamasu is attacking straight away, so he's just gonna kill Vegeta like straight up in slot 1. I don't think we can heal. Yeah, we can't heal enough to have enough HP to survive. The only positive is at least he's not healing and then killing us. Of course, it's super overkill as well, and he's going to super attack. We could dodge maybe, but no. 1.7 million, that's with guard. So yeah, Vegeta absolutely destroyed. I mean, as we've said before, and as I talked about in the tier list, like, the 10th year LRs, as good as they are, especially when the fusions come out, like, they can get absolutely destroyed in this new event within, like, these first couple of turns, especially in their first form, like the AGL Vegeta or the Tech Goku. Obviously, the second form that they can exchange into has that bit of extra defensive power, but yeah, that can be pretty bad. So we get the thing here. Are we on low enough HP to get the Great 8 transformation? Oh, we're not. Okay, that sucks. And he's locked in slot 1 again. Bruh. Alright, well, fortunately, we can switch over to Goku. And then we can Veku active skill here. Although this is still going to be a bit sketch. I should probably... Who do I need to get rid of? Zamasu's healing and then doing one attack. Watch that attack be the super. It's going to be, isn't it? So with Veku active skill here against Rose, get rid of all of his attacks. It does mean he takes a hit, which does give him a buff, which is a bit annoying. But obviously we've got to start hitting him at some point. But get rid of all of his attacks. And then we just got to hope that Goku actually comes in clutch with the dodges here. Because we can only get the 12 key super as well. Yeah, key not exactly the best on this turn either. But we'll do this. And then we'll do this. I don't want to float off the Goku because I want to get the transformation like sooner rather than later and have the Giant Ape out. But yeah, floating off the Super Saiyan 4s. I mean, obviously on this turn we don't have to transform them into Gogeta, which is good. So we can at least get some extra stacks. They got the full 24 key, so they should do a decent amount of super attacks here. And then Goku post super should at least be able to tank normals from Zamasu. But obviously if he gets super and doesn't dodge, that could be pretty awkward. All the attacks are in slot 1 as well, so I was going to say, if there is probably a super coming here for Goku. Okay, good. Get all those dodges. Okay, so this isn't too bad. We're going to get the... This is what, turn 4. So Kale and Caulifla are going to come back. It's turn 5. They can't exchange. They're going to be in slot 1 because they got floated off. So depending on what happens in terms of like the locking, this could be very interesting. Although we can use the other Veku active skill as well. So depending on what the rotation looks like, we could be fine. But I guess we'll see exactly how this is going to play out. It kind of depends on where the enemy attacks are going to be in this rotation, really. Because obviously Caulifla can't really slot 1 if there's more than one attack. Obviously from the previous turn, from dodging an attack, she does have that damage reduction buff because she gets that for multiple turns. But that's not going to do anything against like a slot 1 super, right? Okay, so multiple Rose attacks in slot 1. I mean, we do have the Gogeta. The problem is we've already hit Rose once, which means he has the buff. Because I was going to say we could fuse into Gogeta. The problem is even Gogeta would get clapped in slot 1 here, I think. Because he's going to change orbs to rainbow, but the orb field layout is so bad. I don't know if he'd be able to get enough rainbow orbs to be able to tank like relatively well. So I think what we need to do is go ahead and just use the Veku active again, which I think is definitely a... Because you can use... I always get confused with the Ghost Usher, like, interaction thing. But you can get the... you can do it a second time, can't you? And yeah, I don't need to... Because we need to get rid of the AoE, because otherwise this whole bit at the end of the turn just becomes super awkward. So, yeah, I think we need to do that. We'll probably still have to transform the gods anyway, just in case Zamasu super attacks in slot 3. Which is not really ideal, but... it just kind of is what it is, I guess. Also the key's not great again, but fortunately with Caulifla having attacked a bunch of times in the previous turn, she's obviously got a decent bit of key here. So I guess that means we just do... Maybe I should I transform the gods first and see what... I guess we could see what rainbow orbs we get, because that might help things a little bit. Okay, yeah, that does help things significantly. So that means we can do that. I want to make sure I get 7 orbs. Okay, yeah, there's tons of red orbs over there. So we'll do that. And then we'll do that. Okay, well, they don't need 12, but okay, I guess we're getting 12. Right. Okay, so this should be a good turn. The gods are obviously going to action break as well, so they're only getting attacked once at the end. So the gods are actually not even getting attacked at all here now, which is quite good. Obviously the Veku active skill giving us a bit of a breather from the Rose attacks, and then getting the supers off with the AGL Goku means we can stack some defense, which will be helpful for subsequent turns. Man, it's going to be tricky though, because the rest of the team is still kind of squishy, because we're not going to have the Super Saiyan 4s. Although we're going to be on, actually, we're going to be on the turn where we can just guaranteed transform into the Golden Azaru with Goku. So actually, I think we are pretty fine for the next turn, because that's going to cancel out all the supers and everything. And then we go back to this rotation, and we'll have Kale ready to come out with the full field of physical orbs. And that's the turn I really want to see. Like, if we put her in slot 1, get the full field of 23 orbs, and then she gets immediately clapped, then I guess them still just being at number 10 on the tier list was fairly appropriate. But, oh, Caulifla didn't dodge. 725k. I mean, to be fair, considering how hard Zamasu's super attack hits for, that's actually kind of surprisingly low. Let me bring up his numbers here. Because, yeah, when she didn't dodge, I was like, oh, okay, well, we've lost now then. But, Zamasu... Okay, yeah, to be fair, Zamasu doesn't hit as hard as Rose, does he? His super does 4.8 million. He doesn't raise attack or anything. He doesn't get any extra attack from Rose being alive. It's obviously just the other way around. Okay, yeah, so 4.8 million. She took 700k. So, I mean, she essentially negated, like, 4 million damage worth of that super attack, which is pretty good. And we didn't die. So that's the important thing. We might only be on 9% HP currently, but we're still alive. So we take those. And then, yeah, the god's going to be able to do some good damage here to Zamasu. And then we're definitely getting the Giant Ape transformation now, because, yeah, very low HP. The only problem is, with Rose now having been hit twice, like, his AoE is going to do quite a bit of damage. Like, UI Goku could potentially sell pretty hard here. Because I'm going to move you into slot 1. Well, I guess we'll see. Because Zamasu is going to get to heal, but the Giant Ape usually does relatively okay in terms of, like, crits. So I don't know if we'll do enough damage to negate fully the heal. But fortunately, the Giant Ape thing does negate all enemy abilities. Oh, actually, yeah, of course. I was just about to say, negates the AoE. So that means after this turn, when it goes back to our rotation and we have AGL Goku UI and then Super Saiyan 4, Rose won't be doing the AoE because of the Great Ape turn. So that means we won't be suffering from all of that. That's why I had it stuck in my head as well, by the way, that Zamasu's super did 7 million damage, because it does 7 million damage to the Great Ape, because obviously the Great Ape has no defense, because he doesn't need it, right? Because he doesn't actually take damage. That's why he's taking like 2 million damage normals. But the numbers are greyed out and we take no damage. So I still wonder very much about that active skill thing that was in the data download from ages ago, like the active in all 3 slots thing, which most of us assume has got to be for some kind of Giant Ape like active skill, but has still never actually manifested in the game. So I'm still really looking forward to that. Like a Dokkan Fest of Super Saiyan 4 Goku seemed like that would be what this was, and when this guy got like teased, it was like, oh, he'll probably have an active skill. Nope. As the Giant Ape. I would actually really like to see, let me know what you guys want to see in terms of like a new Great Ape for a Dokkan Fest, but I really want to see them do a Dokkan Fest Great Ape Bardock, because then they can easy A Tech Bardock, they can easy A all of the Bardock squad, like Great Ape units, and obviously then Giant Ape Power gets a ton of buffs. I think that would be pretty cool. Okay, he is still doing the AoE. Interesting. I did not think that it worked like that, but there we go. So, who's locked? Okay, well, the unit we want to put in slot 1 is locked in slot 1, so that's fine. We do very much have to rely on Goku actually dodging here, though. Okay, so we heal enough to use UI's active skill. Let's go ahead and do that. But yeah, this is where it potentially all falls apart, because literally the next turn is where we get to see Kale, if we survive this turn. Alright, so Goku gets his attacks off. Goku post super should be okay. Slot 1, we have the guard, we have the 200% defense when he receives an attack. All of his super's going to be stacking that defense, get the full key. So he's got all of his buffs and everything here. It's really the AoE, whether like if UI Goku doesn't dodge. I mean, to be fair, even with the normals in slot 2 there, like UI Goku just has to dodge everything, otherwise he's going to die, which will be kind of annoying. Oh wow, yeah, even Super Saiyan 4 Goku taking 400k. I think after he supers, he should be okay. But obviously the attack in slot 3 could be a super from Rose, so it's going to be cutting it close. He just kills Zamasu already. Come on, guys. Additional supers from Goku are always going to be supers, because he gets that, are always going to be crits, because he gets that crit chance as part of his super attack effect. So we're going to be very close. Super Saiyan 4 Goku guaranteed crits for the first couple of turns, right? Or just has incredibly high crit chance. He usually crits once you transform into Super Saiyan 4. Okay. Oh, he's going to... Oh, he didn't super. That means he's going to super... No, wait. The supers should still be cancelled out because of the giant ape. I thought the AoE gets cancelled out as well, though. It's supposed to negate all abilities. Unless he just didn't AoE last turn and I didn't realise. Because the Great Ape thing is supposed to negate all special abilities like that, so... No, but he's supering, so now we die. Even though he supered during the last turn. Oh! No, I know why. It's because it's got something to do... I can't remember exactly how it works, but it's got something to do with the Ghost Usher thing. The Veku active skill, and then the combination of that and the Great Ape thing, because like he's already missed out on a super attack. I can't remember exactly how it works, but yeah. Well, that's awkward. So I guess we'll have to try and see if we can actually get a Kale turn just to end off the video. But damn, I was going relatively well up until that point as well. Okay, so we finally got another run where we got back to a turn where we actually have Kale and Caulifla ready to exchange. I've used items to get to this point just to make sure we would survive, because I didn't want to sit trying to get through to turn 6 multiple times, because the whole point is just to get to this point and see how these guys are going to do in this scenario, right? So we're going to transform over to Kale. They're locked, right? So we're going to have to Senzu Bean here and get rid of the lock, which is kind of annoying, but it is what it is. Now, in this instance, because I've used items, I haven't had to use the other Goku and Vegeta active skill. So, really, I shouldn't be using, like, the Gogeta or anything here. Because, like, without items, we probably wouldn't be able to get to this point. But I guess it is what it is. So, we're going to go ahead and use Kale's active here. So we can get the permanent buff for Kale. Let me just bring up Kale's passive here as well so we can double check. So she has 200% attack and defense and guard. When attacking for the first time in the turn, gets a guaranteed crit. 12 or more key, extra 100% attack. When activating the active skill, or 24 key, 200% extra attack. And then when receiving an attack, 66% defense for every key, which is what makes her so ridiculously good defensively. 6 or more key spheres gives her 2 additional supers, and 23 key spheres gives her another 2 additional supers. So by getting the 23 key spheres here, we've also killed Rose, so Zamasu's killed Zamasu, so Rose's buff thing will have gone down. So let's get our 23 orbs here. So the way this works, I'll do the calculation again because I did it in the original video, but I can't remember exactly what it is. So remember, it's 66% for every key, right? And she's got full 24 key. So 66 times 24, 1,584%. Like, do you think that's a lot? 1,584%. So 1,584. So her defense is 304,954. 1, 5, and then we go plus 4%. So yeah, when she takes the first hit, her defense will be 5.1 million, and she has guard. So technically, I guess, when fully built up, Zamasu, Rose could still do damage to her. But yeah, that's still kind of crazy. And then obviously when she supers, I guess actually she doesn't get any defense on super, but she does get dodge chance. And she doesn't have damage reduction. I mean, yeah, if he insta supers, because I think he's been hit twice because of like we did use one of the Veku active skills. So actually I think he's only been hit once. See, the problem is I don't want to use the Gogeta active skill because that gives her like an unfair kind of buff here that we probably wouldn't get to use. But I feel like I kind of have to use I kind of have to use the Gogeta in slot 3 here just to make sure that we don't die. Oh yeah, I should have turned the animations back off. But I won't use Gogeta's active skill because I feel like even though you could use Kale and Caulifla in this event, like we've seen a couple of good turns with them, I feel like if you are trying to do it with no items, you're not going to get to this point and have the Gogeta active skill like on turn 6, right? You're probably going to have used both the Veku active skills at this point. Plus that gives them an extra buff, which I don't want to see that here on this turn, right? I want to see her tank all the hits with just her normal stats and everything, right? So we'll go ahead and pick up the orbs here, and then let's see how we go. So we get our defense buff. Obviously, our guard is activated. 43 million is our first attack stat here, which should be a guaranteed crit because it's the first attack of the turn. Yep, so there we go. Then we get a 28 million additional. Bear in mind her 18 key super is like massively raising, and then all of her 12 key supers greatly raise attack, and she's building up crit chance and dodge with each one. 33. Remember, we got the 23 orbs as well, so she's doing 4 additional supers guaranteed, and then could still get the hidden potential as well. So there's another one for 35 million. The problem, of course, is that it means Rosé is getting hit all of these times, so he's going to be like basically fully built up at this point. And then she dodged the follow-up attack. I think when he's built up, his normals are like, is it like 7 million, 7.5 million? So with 5 million defense and guard, and the fact that she has type advantage anyway, so there'll be those nodes in the hidden potential where she takes less damage from int enemies. I think she probably still post super tanks those for normals for double digit damage. Gogeta got enough rainbow orbs that I think his damage reduction is at what, like 90% or something. So he shouldn't take damage at the end here. It would be kind of funny if Gogeta gets clapped by Rosé at the end. But yeah, I mean, that's a pretty good performance from Kale. Like I say, Caulifla can be really good because she can get that auto dodge of the first attack of the turn against the AoE, which then gives her her buff. We saw her take a super from Zamasu for like 780k, which is a lot, but we survived in that run when we got hit by that super. So, I mean, the all intents and purposes were just to see how good is Carnival LR, Kale and Caulifla in this event against Rosé and Zamasu. And I would say that they work perfectly fine, right? Obviously, you can get unlucky and Caulifla not dodge, and if you're on slightly lower health, you would die to some of the bigger supers. Kale, I guess, would die to like a fully built up Rosé super in slot 1. Because obviously his super, when he's fully built up, does like 17.5 million or something. So there aren't many units in the game that are surviving his super attack, right? So I think we can... I mean, we might as well... I guess we could play out this last turn because we're probably just going to win here now anyway. So... especially because we can actually use like the active skills and stuff. So go ahead and do that. Yeah, I mean, Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta is just going to kill him here. I mean, we can transform the gods and use their active skill as well, to be fair. Although we probably should have picked up Gogeta's orbs first, because it creates too many rainbow orbs for the field to be quite how we want it. But then, yeah, Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta just comes in and gets the kill here, because his HP is very low, and he's being attacked by Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta, who's got type advantage, and as we all know, is quite the powerhouse, and he's got barely any HP left. I kind of wanted to see him counter the super, but... So there you go, Physical LR, Carnival, Kale and Caulifla, very, very good in the new event. Definitely a worthwhile addition. I do like the fact that obviously they don't have that restriction of having to be run with Universe 6 or anything like that. So yeah, they are very, very good. Let me know what you guys think of them down below in the comment section. But I think we can quite safely say that they are a pretty solid unit for this event. So that is going to be it for the video, guys. This has been the Master Ningen. Smash that like button, subscribe to the channel if you are new. Check out the links down below, and I will see you all again soon. Have a good one.